So no surprise to see Dave Hunt get the break here, because I think he sort of earned that after the first match, in which he barely lifted his cue. And I tell you what, if he breaks like that and dry again, it's a tough place to be, isn't it? He's hit 2 shots in the match. They've both been breaks. They've both been brilliant. They've both been dry. At least he can console himself this time in that there is some real work on this table.
Red and yellow coming together at the top of the table. Last couple of balls rolling make this a big challenge. You can make a case for dealing with the red at the top of the table. It's not too challenging, but then you've got a major problem on the 8 ball as well. Talked about, you know, the opening frame in their first match, you know, the ability to not go, which was a little bit easier because they didn't really have much to go at. But this time round, this is a low percentage finish, and they're going to take it on.
For that 8 ball. It's a real problem.
I wonder if they could get where they are now, it will go off the yellow in the left centre. If they can, but it's not easy to get back here in 5 shots time. So this is a real challenge, this.
I actually think the red at the top of the table isn't a super tricky one to solve. I think it actually could be. They just tried to go into it there.
They were trying to go into it there. The problem is when you play that one firmer, and even more so out here on the match table, it just throws even wider. Finding that line was actually quite tricky. They could have played the one in the middle of the table off the red at the top from where they were. That would have played. Or get yourself on the one to top left and play into it. Key was to make sure you left the one over right centre to be on it once you played the cannon. But the ball they actually tried to go into it off is actually very difficult to find that line.
Yeah, the ball to top left is the key. I mean, you could even, you're right, you could play into it off that pot to top left, or you could even, if you wanted to, 3-ball plant it, because it does work as a connection. But that felt like the ball, didn't it?
Yeah,
rather than the
absolutely.
One they used.
I like the fact they attacked it early. They just maybe picked the wrong decision to attack it with. And okay, this is just. You obviously got to try and get out of this snooker. You've got to make a genuine attempt, but don't be getting anywhere near that red and yellow at the top of the table. Make Simon and Dave have to open it up. And it is going to be a foul, but there isn't a great ball for them to open up that yellow at the top of the table, which is why I say make sure you go nowhere near it. I think Simon suggesting play the loss of turn. If the yellow red are a straight plant and weld up behind it, I think they've decided against it now.
One at the very bottom. It's wide open.
And now they're playing yellow off red. So this is the shot that I talked about for the young lads. It's the same sort of shot. I was talking about the one that's in the middle of the table on the red. They're going to go for this yellow by the 8 ball.
Yeah, they can hide the white with it. This is a 2-way shot. Oh, he didn't hide the white with it. Play the plant. Well, loss of turn. Gamble.
Yeah, Simon just said, I don't know what you've done. I'm completely confused. He's got that one horribly wrong.
Yeah. Simon and Dave Hunt. I think Dave's just had a bit of a brain freeze there, and he's just sort of played the wrong shot. He's actually opened it up here for the young'uns.
I think he's played the wrong rule set. Is the truth there? He was playing that as though he had a free shot. But if you've got a free shot, just play the combination at the top of the table.
Yeah, very true.
Dave's just had a little bit of a meltdown there, but it's not going to cost them. They're going to get another opportunity.
He's actually a little lucky that he left that hampered on the red, because I think if they can cue that clean, I think you're back. Yeah, Lucas to get out there.
He put the cue ball in the position where it was the trickiest for all 3 reds left. But yeah, I was with you. I thought the reason he was playing the one by the 8 ball was because it allowed him to play the snooker at the same time, just in case it went wrong. But he was all out.
Yeah, a bit of fun and games there for Si and Dave. They've been on each other's case all day, so it's good that you can sort of recover that situation with a bit of a giggle.
One below the 8 ball can just become a problem. It's just got to be. It's not absolutely routine guaranteed here that you get on that ball. So That's why Simon's just taken a few extra seconds and decided to use the red. It does mean compromise his position onto the final yellow just a touch, but there's loads of room. Played with enough side to be no issue whatsoever.
Good shot. Just slipped by that 8-ball. In goes the 8. 1-0 to Simon Fitzsimmons and Dave Hunt. Not without a little bit of drama in that frame. I'll tell you what, there's been some great breaks hit tonight. There's not been very many nice splits.
I'm loving the debrief between these two. Dave looks very confused. He didn't register the shot that Simon was suggesting playing, which was ball off the ball rather than the 3-ball plant. I think everybody's looking confused out there with what happened in that previous frame as well.
I'm not too sure what Lukas and Kai seem a bit confused with, but they're ready to rumble either way.
They're of an age where they may have never even played the older rule set that's out there.
Lukas broke really well. Oh, he's been slug racked. Got the cue ball great, but that wasn't his fault. Watch this pack here. Just doesn't open up whatsoever. Now watch the face of the referee, 𝗟𝗩𝗘𝗃. Does he give anything away? No. Absolutely nothing. Ice cold he is. Ice cold. And he's done Lukas really dirty.
In defence of our referee, the ball was bouncing down the table and it just caught the pack on a hop. You're becoming a pool player, Stephen. You're very quick to that mindset.
I know 𝗟𝗩𝗘 really well, and I just want to give him any opportunity to give him some hammer, to be honest. Pumped his tyres a lot this weekend. Need to bring him back down to earth a bit. I was chatting to him about it, actually, and he said, you know, one of the things that is such a challenge for the refs with all the different innovations and new equipment and all the rest of it is when you have to rack the balls quickly, which on a Monday night, of course, you do because that clock is running. It's such a difficult job to actually do your job well and ensure a nice tight pack for the players to break into. It doesn't take much at all for that to become a bit tricky.
It is tough, and it's the one occasion where, not the only occasion where the referees are under pressure, but specifically on the Monday night, because for the first 15 minutes the clock doesn't stop when the balls are being racked up, and that does have an effect. And actually, Simon Fitzsimmons being out there highlights one of the most amazing bits of refereeing.
This was going to get mentioned at some point tonight.
Yeah, the grand final of the shootouts, the pre-ultimate pullback with the Orange Media Group, which was the sort of precursor. He won the grand final against Jordan Shepherd with 2 clearances in 2.5 minutes to win the final, with the balls being racked and the clock not stopping. An amazing piece of refereeing to accomplish that, really, to have 2 perfect racks under that sort of time pressure. Take nothing away from Simon as well, who took out 2 fabulous finishes as well. It was a great moment.
Little bit of tippy-tappy here. This frame was always going to lean into that kind of element with so many balls locked down the bottom of the table. And 10.5 minutes left. It's a massive frame. It's really crucial that Dave here manages to win it. These kind of frames are actually, I think, probably quite helpful for the younger pair, because they might just get an opportunity where Dave gets a bit excited, takes on a tricky one, and maybe leaves something easy.
His best chance for a finish was actually his first one, where he just got a little bit unlucky and stuck to the yellow. if he had any sight of the ball to the bottom right on that, he would have been able to go and have control on a tight finish. That was tough. Not too much damage done. How patient can you be here? Sort of lay out that if you're practicing in the club, you take on every time. And don't get it too many times, though. Low percentage. Problem with that is that Dave can now just come and play a loss of turn, leave the cue ball flat on the bottom cushion and leave not a lot on. How aggressive are you going to be? Red to left centre, you could go. Could take the one you're nearest to up the table as well, but you're then leaving two problems down the table rather than one. Really tough. Might have been tempted to try and find a way to get the cue ball up the table and maybe put that red in the mix and say, off you go, have a go at these. It's actually tricky. Actually tricky. I'd be tempted to go for the one over the bottom corner and try and land on the one to the right of the 8 ball. It goes into it. That's nice. That's come out well as well. That's a really well executed shot. Yeah, I was thinking about more of kind of picking it apart, but that one little cannon was good. That not so much. That's left a bad angle to get on the last yellow. And I think he tried to make both there the way he played that. It looked like he did. Whereas in reality, he wanted that to stay over the pocket.
That's a great recovery shot.
Yeah, to go around the red in the way he did and land absolutely perfect was a lovely shot.
Very, very well judged. Tries to kill this in. Goes the other way. He's still fine.
I guess
exactly where he wanted it.
You go that way. If you're worried about coming above the red at all, you go that way to make sure you got the shot of the 8 ball.
And in the 8 ball goes. So well done, Dave Hunt. Navigated a really tricky frame there with a really classy out in the end. And, no such worries about playing the wrong rule set or anything like that. Did everything right.
Yeah, played a good loss of turn and kind of forced the hand a little bit there.
Looking forward to this one. Junior bouncer against senior bouncer. Break. That's the Simon Fitzsimmons break, by the way. If you've never seen it before, we talked about it in the first match that these two played. There it is in all of its glory.
Yeah.
Look at that.
He's got such a big break, and he's not overhitting it at all. He's just driving through that pack so cleanly.
He was pointing at the 8 ball as well.
Yeah.
I think he'd have given Kai all manner a stick if that had fallen in.
So he's going to try and play into the one by his hand. Oh, he misses it. Pretty sure he was trying to just flick it, just catch it half ball, maybe quarter ball, and flick it. Didn't want to move it too far and cause an issue with it. Now it is an issue.
I just wonder if Sai plays safe in this frame, whether he'll hear the end of it.
It's Simon Fitzsimmons. He's not playing safe. It's okay. He has got a major problem, though.
Yeah.
Not missing that cannon on the first shot and not getting an angle to do it now, it's a real problem for him, because to do it off any of the balls at the top of the table, really tough. Can you play the double on the yellow, in which case you'd play it next? Is it worth the risk? I mean, it's It really is tough.
That one stayed hit. The whole table reverberated with how hard that yellow at the back of the pocket.
Is he looking at the yellow nearest the left-hand side? Does that go off the cushion, off the 8 ball, or off the 8 ball direct to open up the pocket? Maybe trying to get there. He's a turn short of being right behind it and having it all in your, if it's all in your own eye line, you feel really good about it. Just being off, you're worried about overhitting the cue ball at the same time, and it's a big shot. And he lost the cue ball. Exactly what I was saying, that previous shot, if he goes that extra turn, you're just holding the cue ball straight and you're on the one to right centre. Because he had to let the cue ball drift, he's ended up nowhere.
Oh, now then, Kai Jackson. Now then, young man.
The one thing I will say in Simon's defence is, as much as that, you know, yes, there's some error in that. It's the second time tonight that's happened to him. That is, you know, really unfortunate to land there. You know, any firmer, he's got a shot. Any softer, he's got a shot. And he landed to one place where he had nothing. It really was tough. But that's good. If you want to go, you're on that red to bottom right now, and you can open up the other red in the same time, if you want to go.
I think that's twice now he's tried to play a very similar shot.
Pretty sure that the bottom one of the 2 reds, I'm certain he was on it. Maybe he's not. Maybe there isn't as much room as I thought. Now he's in trouble.
Trying to squeeze a really awkward plant in. Simon Fitzsimmons is going to have to play a shot here. How's your cue ball?
Perfect.
Really good.
Oh, it's not perfect. It's stopped. I thought that was going to get there. Really needed to get to the straight so that he could just top through for the 8 ball. The yellow's not too bad, but he's going to hold on the red.
Oh, wow. So much so he's tried to rive that cue ball around the table, force the missed pot. Kai Jackson will never get a better chance to get one over on his mentor.
Yeah. Steady yourself here. And the match is still very much live if these go as well. Is it straight enough to hold? It looks like it's a turn too far. It's not going to get right behind this 8 ball, I don't think, unless you really want to force it up and down.
Yeah, it's about pace control. How's your pace?
It's a little short. You take this at the start of any frame, though. This 8 ball for the frame. It's just, it could have been so much easier.
And it goes in. The junior bouncer beats the main man. And I'm sure Simon Fitzsimmons will never, ever hear the end of that. Great moment for young Kai Jackson.
It was. There was nothing easy about that. He had a lot of work to do, getting that cue ball up and down the table, and that 8 ball was so easy to miss, so easy to hit that thick and just gift away the frame. So excellent. And also, let's not forget, that keeps the match alive as well. Okay, there's not much time left in it, but golden breaks are in play, and there is just about enough time to find some sort of quick finish here.
You can see just in his general demeanour how pleased he is with that, can't you? Really lovely moment for him.
Back it up with a golden break.
He's going to try.
He's coming across. All eyes on the 8 ball.
And it got a right shove. All right then, Scotch frame, Lukas and Kai, do your worst.
These reds go. These reds really go. Hold yourself together and you can find yourself in a draw. Don't need to do too much here. Can't overthink it though. Don't let that clock drift away too much. That looks like it's okay. I think you could play for the red in the other side pocket. If not, you're going to have to leave it there and come back down for it. Just off straight the wrong way. Is there enough room to go the other side? No. Can you try and just pinch it? I think so. That shot wasn't on.
Can he squeeze a gap to go cushion first? Or something on the red over the hole. He tries to bend it. He could get there and breaks out the awkward one. That's a hell of a shot.
And lands. There's 30 seconds left. They are on here.
Can they do the buzzer beater? Oh, went for the double.
No, but we'll have an extension, please.
Simon Fitzsimmons immediately calls his extension. This match is over. Oh, it was so close for Kai and for Lukas, but not to be. The old stagers managed to hold on for a 2-1 victory, and they look pretty relieved to be out of there with a win. Played in a great spirit, that one. And it's Simon Fitzsimmons and Dave Hunt who stay alive in the Pairs Cup.